See that God is on your side. He created you, He understands you, and He knows what you need even better than you do. The problem is that unless we allow Him to teach us how to love and be loved, we will always settle for less. The love God wants for you, even when it takes courage, is better than anything you'll find on your own. Starting with chapter 2, you'll notice that each chapter ends with 3 short sections: questions, think about, and digging deeper. You don't have to use these sections, but you might find that they help you think through what you have heard. All of these questions will also be included in a PDF that accompanies this audio product. Questions. If you'll be listening to this audiobook with a parent or youth leader, or even a friend, it would be great to discuss the questions together. If you're planning to discuss it with a parent, get them to listen to the letter at the end of the audiobook first. I know it can take courage to be honest about some of these subjects, but if you get used to talking openly now, you'll find it so much easier to talk about any bigger issues that might come up later. Even if you're listening on your own, the discussion questions can be used to help you reflect on each chapter. Either way, you might also find it helpful, as you listen to each chapter, to have a journal handy, where you can write down questions you have, things you have learned, or even decisions you have made about your own approach to relationships. These subjects are important, and you might want to come back to them again at a later stage. Think about. Each chapter finishes with the same 3 questions. Was there anything in this chapter that you found difficult to understand? If so, what was it? What did you learn from this chapter that you hadn't thought about before? And can you think of one question you have after listening to this chapter? These are designed to help you explore anything we've been thinking about that wasn't covered in the discussion questions. Digging deeper. If you feel you want to go into the subject of the chapter in more detail, or have questions that haven't been answered, the Bible passages mentioned will give you a place to start. One last thing. Before you continue listening, why not pray that God would help you understand the things He's trying to teach you and show you what it looks like to love people the way He does? That's a prayer He's longing to answer. Let's get started. Chapter 2. Made in the Image of God. Have you ever noticed how much our lives are affected by the people around us? As babies, we instinctively turn towards the sound of a familiar voice. When we start a new school, the first thing we want to do is find a friend. The kind of home we grew up in and the friendships we develop have a huge impact on the person we become. Whether we like it or not, we are often identified by the people in our lives. At different stages in life, we might be known as someone's daughter, or someone's sister, or someone's wife, or someone's mum, or even someone's friend, in the same way that those people can be known by their relationship to us. Why is it that the families we're part of and the friends we make have so much power to shape us, for good or bad? The answer is so important that we have to go back to the very beginning to find it. Not just to the beginning of your story or my story, but to the beginning of the story of the world itself. Back to the emptiness of a yet-to-be-created world, when nothing existed but God. Then, God spoke into the darkness. At His command, darkness was invaded by light and silence was replaced with the roar of oceans. Mountains rose up out of dry ground, plants and flowers burst into 1,000 colours. He spoke again, and there was sunshine and moonlight and starry skies. Then came elephants and whales and hummingbirds and tadpoles, called out of nothing simply by the sound of His voice. God looked at what He had made, and it was good. Yet, even with all this beauty and colour and life, there was something missing. God spoke again. Let us make mankind in our image. Genesis 1 verse 26. Like a potter turning an ordinary piece of clay into a priceless work of art, He took the dust of the earth itself and began to create something very different from what had gone before. Gently, He formed bones and muscles and skin, a heart that could beat and lungs that would fill with air, arms and legs and fingers and toes, a face with eyes that would see Him and a mouth that was ready to smile. In that moment, filled with the breath of God, mankind was born. Human beings were like God in a way that nothing else in creation would ever be.